Welcome back to the Eat Your Own Diaries podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Emily.
How are you doing, Emily?
You know, I'm doing pretty good.
That's so good.
Pretty good.
That's so good.
Kind of just chilling. I don't know. Slept in 2 days in a row. That's crazy.
Well, is it sleeping in if you go to bed at 4 in the morning?
I don't know.
I hope the camera or the microphone didn't catch that. I just had some weird noises coming into my esophagus. I don't know what's going on. Hot start, everyone. Hot start.
Hot start. Yeah, probably not sleeping in. My whole day was kind of thrown off. I won't lie.
Yeah.
We went to go see the Odyssey on Friday.
Yes. It being as popular of a movie as it is, the only time that was available for seats was 11:20 p.m. So it was a late night.
And it's a 3-hour movie. So
late night.
So yeah, and then we also, because like we were going with friends and we wanted to go to the best IMAX in Utah, we both had a half-hour drive to the movie theater.
But it was kind of perfect because it was in the middle.
Yeah, it was like perfect middle ground.
It was perfect, but long night.
Long night. Boy, I don't think I've been that locked into a movie
in a long time.
Like I remember very distinctly at one point I looked at my watch to see what time it was. It said it was 1:22 in the morning. And then I saw, like, what felt like 3 minutes later, the guy in front of me got on his phone to check the time, and I said 1:55, and I said, there's no way. It's been 30
half
minutes.
An hour.
It's like, this is crazy. But then went to bed at 4 a.m.
Slay!
And woke up at noon.
You woke up at noon?
So did you.
No, I told you. The first time I awoke was like 8 a.m.
Okay, the first time I woke, 6:45.
Okay. Well, actually, my alarm goes off at 7 on Saturday. So, probably the first time I awoke was 7. I don't remember that one, though.
How are you doing, Abby?
Good. I slept in today, too, kind of. I don't know. I mean, I woke up at, like, 8. So, that's not really sleeping in.
I slept until 9.
But that is sleeping in for me. But that's not really, like, sleeping in.
Yeah.
But I got so much done this morning. It was crazy. I was like, wow, I'm so productive.
You FaceTimed me. We had a nice chat this morning.
We did, because I didn't want to text you.
I know.
That sounded like a lot of work when I could just FaceTime.
And it was fun. We had fun.
And chat that way.
I was getting ready for the day.
Yeah, I was almost there.
What?
I was almost to the point where I wanted to get ready for the day.
True. That's so true.
How are you?
So, that's how we got to this part of the story.
I can't remember these things sometimes.
That's okay. Anything new?
No.
The day this comes out, we're actually headed to Finland.
Yeah, we're on the plane RN.
We are on probably depending what time of day you're listening.
That's so true.
But yeah, we're coming to Finland, so that'll be really fun.
So we're excited for all of our Finland viewers. We're coming to visit. Woo, 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 woo. Meet up at the Foster Cafe.
Abby's hosting.
I'm hosting. See you there.
See you there.
Anyways.
No time or date. Just see you there.
Let's do, we'll get back to you on that.
We'll post it in our stories.
Abby
will post her
I'll post up. Meet up. If you want to meet up, DM me. Anyways. So... Hot start. How are you? No, we've asked that.
Third time.
We've asked that. What's going on in the world? Pop culture.
You know, not too much right now, I feel like.
It's been real quiet.
Slow. I mean, it's summer. People are taking time off. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know too much. Spider-Man comes out this week.
I'm so excited.
That's all I got. I don't think there's like too much.
I feel like there's been so much media coverage of the Odyssey. That's just all anything has ever been.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So speaking of,
should we just get into it?
Yeah, segue right in.
Whoa.
We want to talk about the Odyssey today because what a pop culture moment it has been.
It really has been. And it's so insane.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Zendaya's press looks a couple episodes ago, of course, because she's been slaying. Genuinely, the best looks she's ever done have been for the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And I love that for her, and I've been enjoying those.
I've been loving it.
She's obviously doing Spider-Man right now, and her looks have been just as good.
So
that's
crazy,
very exciting.
though, to go, they literally haven't had a single moment off. They went from one press tour to the next.
Yeah. Even before that, she had the drama before that, which came out a couple months ago.
They did pre-Spider-Man press,
and
then they Odyssey and Spider-Man.
It's gonna be Dune pretty soon. They are booked and busy, which we love to see. But I am a huge Odyssey fan.
Yeah,
the Odyssey is one of my all-time favorite books. I think it's incredible. It's great. Obviously, this being a Christopher Nolan film with all of the things we got, how it was filmed in IMAX film, the first movie fully filmed in IMAX film. Needless to say, I was very excited for this movie.
Yes. And boy, did it live up to that.
Holy cow, it was incredible.
This was so good.
Also, spoilers if you haven't seen it. It's also like a 3,000-year-old book, but if you haven't seen it, spoilers. Spoiler alert.
But yeah, what would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
12.
Yeah, easy.
I loved it. I loved it so much.
Incredible.
Yep.
I was so blown away by it. Like I said a few minutes ago, I've never been more locked in to a movie than watching this movie. And also, I was not that I was nervous because I knew I could probably hang, but the 11:20 start time and the thought of it ending at
3 in the morning,
2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, really kind of, it was something mental.
Boo.
Yeah, it was. But I have never been more awake. Locked in. So locked in.
No, we were driving, me and Adam, and he was like, oh, I hope I don't fall asleep. I'm like, this movie's too loud for you to fall asleep. There's no sleeping.
Homeboy, he was head bobbing.
Bobbing.
It was so funny. At one point, he is fully just, flying, his head is just bouncing, and I, look and turn at him, and he gives me the creepiest, biggest teeth smile I've ever seen. And I was like, so funny. Who are you? Why are you doing this?
So funny.
It's don't look at me like that. That's horrible.
He was bobbing, okay? He was busy, and you interrupted his busyness.
I just looked at him.
Yeah, that's an interruption.
It was crazy. Hated it so much.
To be fair, though, that was the second time me and Adam had seen it. We had already seen it before.
I hadn't seen it
She hadn't seen it, so we went and saw it with her. But we had seen it before, so Adam was not missing out on anything necessarily because he had already seen it.
But we did try and go. We went to see it as Christopher Nolan had intended in the biggest IMAX in Utah.
Yeah, we didn't.
It's not a full 70 millimeter, but it was as close as we could get without leaving the state.
We did, in fact, go to an IMAX theater.
We tried really hard to go to the way we wanted to see it how Christopher Nolan intended.
Yes, we did our best. But it was so good. So good.
So good.
Yeah, what do we want to talk about first?
Let's just kind of get into it. We can kind of talk about things along the way. Mm-hmm. I had heard, it was interesting, because obviously, we knew the story of the Odyssey before going into it. Mm-hmm. I've been surprised to find out not a lot of people know the story of the Odyssey.
Yes, I thought this was required reading in schools.
I thought it was too.
Because we read it in school.
Yeah, senior year English class. I swear we read...
I thought it was earlier than that.
Maybe I read it. I think I read it in at least we did a unit on the Odyssey in senior year English class.
But apparently it is not.
It is not
required reading for everyone because a lot of people don't know the story as much or at all even really. It seems like, or even just I don't know. I feel like at least us girls, most girls go through a Greek mythology phase at some point in their Empire. It's our Roman Empire,
right?
At some point in their adolescence. Apparently, that's not true either. A lot of people don't know
Greek
mythology, or at least iconic stories from Greek mythology. The Odyssey is,
between the Iliad and the Odyssey,
some of the most important or famous stories
ever.
So I was a little shocked. So I'm glad this movie came out so people can kind of get to know the story a little bit because I love this story so much.
Yeah, but it was interesting because as I've talked to people about it, they're like, I don't really know the story, and they go, in the first 30-40 minutes was really confusing because they couldn't follow the story, and I was I just was really perplexed because I knew what was gonna.
Well, and also, I, as someone who's seen not all, but quite a few Christopher Nolan movies, I find, because, you know, he does the time thing. So I find his movies hard to follow.
Yeah.
Generally, they are hard to follow.
They are, like, Dunkirk was so hard to follow.
Dunkirk was hard. Interstellar's not too hard, but it's kind of hard. The Inception.
Never saw it.
You've never seen Inception? It's not
honestly, the only Christopher Nolan movies I've seen are Batman, like the Batman movies, and Dunkirk.
Oh. See?
I just haven't
But anyways, they're pretty famously hard to follow.
Yeah.
This one, I had no issues.
I thought it was so
easy to follow.
which was...
But, again, we know the story, so that makes sense.
So that would help
quite a bit,
yeah. But I just thought it was really interesting. But you know, like, we start out and we're in the movie, and it was beautifully shot.
Beautifully shot. The sets, or, like, the locations that they found for this, incredible. Like, we'll just get cinematography out of the way, because obviously
there's so much to talk about.
There's so much to talk about. But just the, like, look, like, because he does everything practical, right? So he finds these places that look like this. Like, very little CGI is used. Insane. Literally insane.
Ithaca, beautiful. The Cyclops Cave, the actual place from the book, crazy.
They were able to do that.
Like, everything about it was beautiful. And
so well thought out, too. Like, they really did think, like, get everything as accurate and practical. And because, I mean, this isn't a true story by any means, but it's based on real places and real events to a certain extent. Yeah. Like, there is a little bit of truth behind it, so to match that as well as they could was really cool.
Yeah.
And they did such a good job.
It was so good. It was beautiful.
It was
just like, and it was cool to just see all the different areas of the world. Like, you just, like, but it was really cool because you also just did not even feel like you were on Earth, like, at all.
Yeah. Like, it did feel mythological.
It was really
Which was really cool.
Yeah, no, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Also, one thing, what did you think about the casting?
I loved it.
I loved it.
I thought everybody did such a good job. I feel like everybody was so, like, thoughtful behind their performances. Like, I was obsessed with all of it. There was not a single person I was like, eh.
See, I had one, which is Anne Hathaway. Which I am not the biggest Anne Hathaway fan in general. Like, I generally don't love her. And I know a lot of people disagree with me. That's okay. We can have different opinions.
Yeah.
I just don't necessarily buy it from her a lot of the time. Like, it feels like acting from her some of the time with me. And I did get that a little bit in here. I do think, like, she was good. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's no contest. She was great. Like,
yeah.
But I don't always 100% buy it from her.
Okay.
And I did feel that in this. But she was still great. Other than that, everyone was perfect. Absolutely perfect. We could not have asked for better casting.
It was crazy. Like, just so good. And it felt like everybody put such, like, care behind it that it was so enticing to watch.
Well, and I think, like, Christopher Nolan is such a renowned director and producer that I think people show up differently to his shows or his movies. Like, there was so much thought and so much preparation that went behind every single character. Like, you could tell they really knew what was expected of them, and a lot was expected of them.
Yeah, and which was amazing,
really cool.
Yeah, and it was really cool, and I love that everybody was down to do whatever Chris wanted because again, like, he had his boat built. They were on that boat. They were just out.
They were in that horse.
They were in... That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Like, they're, like, I think that was the coolest thing of just, and it, like, kind of along with the cinematography with everything, is the practicality of it and how the actors were willing to be practical because... But
also, like, when do you get that opportunity?
You don't.
Like, I feel like as an actor, that is your dream scenario. Yeah. Like, everything was done practically.
Yeah.
To some extent. I mean, obviously, there's ways they had to put CGI in there a little bit, but it was so minimal and so intentionally done.
Yeah.
Where, like, they always, like, I don't know, Christopher Nolan would say a lot, like, how these actors were just so game to do all these things.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you expect that? Like, I'm sure that he doesn't mean that way, but, like, I think that's such no duh. Like, isn't that their dream scenario.
I kind of wonder if it's not.
Yeah, some people
Like,
just
if at
show
this
up
point,
to
because-
say some lines and
or at
leave.
this point with like how CGI is and how it has like taken over absolutely everything, and it is the way that films are made now. If that's just like what people are used to, and they just don't, it's a little more cushy than
that's true.
being trapped out on a boat for 3 months, you know?
So swag.
Which, crazy, but like so good.
It was so cool. Yeah. No, it was really cool. And like seeing it a second time, because I mean, watching it the first time, not that I was thinking about it, but like I didn't know the Cyclops was a puppet, or not a puppet, like a real thing that they built, or like even like the Cersei scene, that was all practical, which is crazy. But like, so seeing it the second time, I feel like I could notice those things a little bit more, and appreciate it even more, because it was so expertly done.
It was so cool. Yeah, and I think that like that's, I mean, like you look, I loved when they would be on like the beaches by Troy or whatever, and you just see like 1,000 different soldiers, and you're like, they're all
really 1,000 different soldiers, which especially like for that kind of thing where like most people would use AI for that, or like there's some kind of CGI kind of a thing to throw people in there. Like that's what we need in movies now. Like I think it's cool to show that you can do it without.
Yeah, and like, it looks amazing.
Like, it looks better.
Good. It looks better. It looks so cool.
Like it is a noticeable difference.
Yeah, and I just think that that's like such a testament to like the craft of filmmaking that I think a lot of people don't.
That we're losing.
And they don't talk about a lot of the time, or they don't do. But I also think it's been really cool is that like the actors knew what was going on. Like, they were
involved in it as well.
And I think like to credit Anne Hathaway, she really has like in the press junket like explained the technicality of everything. And I think like it's just really cool that these actors are doing it.
Yeah. And they're a part of it too. Like which I think is partly because he casts such well-known, like incredible seasoned actors that they know what they're doing. They've been in the business a long time. Like he doesn't cast nobodies, which is totally reasonable. Like isn't surprising and is not a knock to him that he doesn't cast nobodies. But I think it does show kind of how seasoned and how
you have to earn your place.
Yeah, how well integrated everyone is in Nolan movies.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought it was just really cool. Like the practicality. I remember Tom Holland in one of his interviews was talking about how him and Matt Damon had to push through a sea of like 3,000 people. So like watching that scene and knowing that like they really were doing this. Like this is truly all. This is all real. Or
when they're rowing the boats, they were really rowing the boats. Like, I think that's another thing I really noticed the second time was them rowing. Because they row a lot in the movie. Because they are constantly on the water. But, like, you can see, like, you see the muscles moving in a way that you wouldn't if they weren't actually
pushing against water. Like, if they were just, like
it's so, it really does add so much to the movie, having it be practical like that.
Yeah, I hope it's a trend that like we can kind of come back to. Like I hope it like people go back to like an actual craft of art of filmmaking like this, because I think it was so cool.
Yeah. And I think like obviously Christopher Nolan's known for doing that, but to do it at such a huge scale, like obviously this was bigger than anything he's ever done before.
Yeah.
Does show that no matter the scale of the movie, you can do it kind of thing. Which so hopefully it does seep into more movies.
Well, I just think that like I mean kind of I saw a thing that like talks about how the Odyssey and Moana live action had the same budget, which is crazy, which is insane.
And the Odyssey came in sooner and under budget.
Yeah.
Originally, like which is crazy. But it just shows you how far you can stretch a dollar.
Yeah.
When you're passionate about it and you're willing to do the hard thing.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, I'm sure having the Trojan horse built.
Yep.
Having the boat,
the
Cyclops built. Having like I was just thinking like when they're running when they're pretending to be those goats and it's like brushing up against them. That's really there.
Yep.
And they're like it. I think that's what makes it so cool too. Is just that they're actually doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, I just
it's really it is insane. Even if you don't care for the story or anything, see the movie just to see how incredible it was done.
Yeah.
Like the end product is outstanding.
Yeah. No, I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, where do we want to go next?
Let's talk about, I don't know, do you want to get into some of the storyline?
Yeah.
So it opens up in Ithaca, right?
Yes, I
I'm
believe
trying to think
so.
how it starts.
I think,
Does it start in Ithaca?
yeah. Yeah, or is it? Yeah, I think it's in Ithaca.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It doesn't start.
It doesn't start in Troy.
No,
No.
it does start in Troy.
Does it start in Troy?
It starts in Troy with Elliot Page.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Wow, I just had a brain fart.
Yep.
Anyways, it starts out in there with the Trojan horse buried in the sand, which is so cool that they were, the way the Trojan horse was built, because it was supposed to be this guise of it being a gift to Athena.
Yeah.
Like it was their white flag. They left this gift for Athena to kind of make amends. And I feel like this looked like it was made of metal. It looked like a gift, which I thought was cool. Because a lot of times when we see depictions of the Trojan horse, it's this wooden kind of cracky, not very well constructed thing. And if you think about how these people viewed the gods, if they were giving a gift to one of the gods, it would have been
amazing,
a remarkable feat of engineering. And this was. So I thought that was really cool, because you never see the Trojan horse like that. And this was so well done.
And I also just think that, like, practically from their side of it, of course you would want, like, a really nicely well-constructed Trojan horse if you're sitting in it for days on end.
And also, you're fitting 200 men in this thing. You want it to be able to stand the test of time a little bit.
Because I feel like the dinky wood ones just wouldn't make sense for hosting that many people, you know, and so it was just well, cool.
And also, like, a lot of those other ones I've seen, they put it kind of at the gates of Troy, where
this it just, like, shows up buried in the sand.
This was buried in the sand, which I thought was so cool.
And then they had to have people pull it. Which, again, practical.
So freaking crazy.
And I just think that's so cool. But yeah, so we start out there.
Yes.
Sinon gets
killed. But... And it moves in. I think it's really cool because from the beginning, we get these flashbacks to the Trojan War and kind of pictures of Odysseus and pictures of the war throughout the whole thing. And it starts here in a very, it's a very small part of it. Like, it's very small, but you can kind of see what mindset these people are in.
Yeah.
By the time the horse gets there, kind of thing. By the time they've built the horse, you can kind of get the vibe that things have not been going well.
Great. I mean, they've been on the beach for, what is it, like 10 years at that point?
Yeah.
Like
they've been trying for about 10 years at this point.
They've been hanging out. It's not doing well.
And I think that's cool. Like, from the get-go, we saw how
the war affected Odysseus.
Yeah, how it affected him, and how, like, I don't want to say desperate, but how worn down he had become from this constant just war that he had found himself in, that he didn't want to be in. Like, I think it was really well shot to have us start out in Troy with the horse, because that is the catalyst for the whole story.
Yeah, and I thought that was I really did like throughout the whole thing the flashbacks to Troy.
It does start out in Ithaca with Travis Scott.
Oh, it does.
Telling it does. Okay, I was gonna say, I swear it starts in Ithaca.
It does.
With Travis Scott banging his thing, and then we go straight to the beach.
To Troy.
Okay, sorry, I just had to clarify because I knew it started in Ithaca.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I just thought it was really, I really liked seeing the flashbacks to Trojan War, just because that's not really technically part of the book, a lot of it, you know, but it was.
Well, it is in the sense of it informs all of Odysseus's decisions. Yeah.
But we're not getting, like, I feel like it gave a really good insight as to what happened in the Trojan War that you would probably get more in the Iliad versus just the Odyssey. And I really liked it because you could really follow Odysseus's thought pattern, or just like his reasoning behind things a lot more than had you not been getting those flashbacks and going back to it and everything like that.
Yeah. So. Yeah. No, I thought it was great.
Yeah. So we start in there.
We go back to Ithaca, and we get kind of the suitor situation. We have Telemachus, we have Penelope, kind of just, we get to observe a little bit what the dynamic is. Robert Pattinson is so unbelievably incredible.
He's so good.
He is such an incredible actor, and I think because he started in Twilight, or not started, he got big from Twilight, he kind of gets a rap of not being all that talented.
And he is the most unserious human being you've ever experienced in your
press
life.
junket.
In a press junket.
He is so incredibly talented.
Yeah.
And he was perfect.
He was
for
so
this role.
good. Yeah, he was perfect.
Because he plays the main kind of...
What is his name?
Antinous.
Antinous?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He plays Antinous. And he did such... Like, just from the get-go, being kind of a swarmy, like, icky guy. You know what I mean?
Swarmy and, like, really cowardly.
Yep.
Like, from the beginning.
Yep.
Like, you can just feel that, like, he doesn't do anything, but he tells people what to do.
Yeah. And he acts like he...
Is the head honcho.
Yeah. And he really... That man deserves a supporting actor nom.
Yeah.
For sure. Because he was incredible.
Absolutely. If he doesn't... He better be the one to get it from Odyssey. So
I hope he gets it more than... Tom Holland was great. He was incredible. So good. But I think his role didn't... I don't want to say didn't require as much skill, because that's not true, but I think...
It was...
And it's not even really a smaller role. It's
a
less
different role.
It's less interesting role, I think.
Yeah. Well, I also just think that...
And that's not a knock at Tom Holland. He was great.
Well, but I think a lot of the time, like, not maybe this could be wrong, but I feel like supporting actor roles are more the antagonist.
Yeah.
Versus, like, this sidekick.
Yeah.
Even though Telemachus wasn't really... But that, you know...
He's a sidekick in a sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so I don't know. I feel like it would... Like, I think Robert...
I hope he gets it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I hope he gets it. I think he deserves it. Because he was incredible.
It was so good. Yeah.
But we get the first look into kind of the theme of the whole story, which is Zeus's law, which is treat everyone who enters your home well, because they could be a god in disguise.
Yeah.
Because they did that, which is weird. I don't know.
The gods,
they did that.
They would just like come and, hey, just want to make sure you're doing good by people, you know?
And one thing that is different from the book in the movie that I do kind of wish they would have put in there. I mean, well, so the gods play a lot bigger of a role in the book.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan really took him out of the movie because he wanted it to be a human story about humans and about human decisions, which is great. Like, I think that makes up for not having them. Yeah. Like, I think it makes sense. I'm not upset that they were in there or whatever, but... Like, Athena does come at the beginning, comes to Telemachus. Athena's the one who tells him to go to Sparta, dressed as a beggar. So I think it does show... It explains Zeus's law a little bit better, because we have an example of it right from the beginning of Athena coming as a beggar to Telemachus to kind of help. And there is a beggar at the beginning of it, and I don't know if that's kind of a nod to it or whatever. But I do think that it sets it up in a way where you understand that is a real possibility, where I feel like we do miss that a little bit in the book, where it's kind of like, well, why... You never see any of the gods, so why are they so concerned about this kind of a thing?
Right. And where Odysseus is the only one to see Athena, you know, like, you're like, okay.
But, again, that's a really small critique. Like, that did not affect my viewing experience in any way. Like, any changes that they made, I think, did not bother me enough where I...
Well, I don't think it took away from anything.
Yeah, where it took away from it at all.
Like, I think there was no part of it that felt like, I wish they would have, like, you missed something, you know? It's just a different interpretation of it. Yeah. But it was so well done and so well executed that... And he made up for it in other ways. Yeah, you know what I mean? Definitely. And so I think it was... And, I mean, it was already a 3-hour long movie. How long are we going to make this movie? I would like a director's cut. I don't know. I'd see it. I mean, it's like, what, 2 million feet of IMAX film?
I would watch it.
I love it.
But, so Telemachus is heading off to Sparta.
Yep.
He's decided he needs to figure out what has happened to Odysseus. Because we're at 20 years at this point that Odysseus has been gone. Which is crazy. But, like, I think it's so interesting. Like, obviously this book is the oldest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, the comparisons of, like, everyone now is like, why would she wait 20 years or whatever? But, like, I just think it's so... It just shows the differences in our... I don't want to say, like, our ability to understand a story, because that's not true, but we view life differently, I think.
Yeah.
And this is a good example of that. She waits 20 years, which is very nice.
20 years. Which is very nice.
Which is very nice.
And she's dedicated. Like, she does not want to marry these suitors. Like,
and they are driving her nuts, rightfully
she
so.
hates them.
But so Telemachus is going to Sparta to kind of figure out if he can figure out what happened to Odysseus, because if Odysseus is dead, he is the rightful
heir,
ruler.
Yeah.
Like, he can, but if not, then there's some ambiguity there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he leaves. We go back to Odysseus. He's on Calypso's island.
He's chilling with those lotus flowers.
He's chilling with those lotus flowers. Shout out Percy Jackson and the Lotus Casino. And that's all I could think of when I was cracking up.
I don't know if I've ever seen...
You've never seen Percy Jackson?
No.
Did you read the books?
Yes. Maybe. I can't remember. It's been
a
long time.
There's a part where they go into this casino and they're in a time crunch and they're like, whoa, we're having so much fun. Turns out they've been there like a week. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Shout out Percy Jackson.
Great.
You will be referenced again.
Love that.
Anyways, so he's eating the lotus flower to forget and kind of lose time. But, and again, this is... they took the gods out of the books, but Athena goes to Zeus and is like, we got to get Odysseus home. Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
So Hermes goes to Calypso and is like, you got to let him go. You got to let him go. It's been 7 years. So the rest of the time, Calypso's kind of not begging the story out of him, but inching the story out of Odysseus as he remembers, because he stops eating the lotus flowers. Shout out to Percy Jackson. And I think Calypso's Island was really interesting to me because it's not at all how I imagined it. Like, I'd never imagined it kind of barren like that, which makes sense why she hung on to Odysseus so much, because it was so lonely. Like, it was so
isolating.
So isolating.
Yeah.
So I did like that. I feel like that was a nice touch, because Calypso, I don't think, gets very much empathy. Rightfully so. I mean, she's a hard character. But I do think having that visual did explain it a little bit. Maybe it doesn't excuse anything, but it explained it a little bit.
Yeah. I thought it was really, really well done. I thought, I don't know, it was just really interesting to see just kind of, she's just out there.
And like, Calypso's someone you hear about all the time, so like to see her, I mean, again, this is why I think this movie the story is so cool, because it has all of these
you're always hearing about,
all of these people you're always hearing about, and
in one spot
they're in this story. This is where they come from. So I thought that was cool.
This is the Avengers Endgame.
And what's her name did such a great job. Charlize Theron. She did such a great job.
Good.
Which I don't know if I've ever seen one of her movies before, so I was like, I mean, Calypso was a big deal in the book, so I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know how good of an actor she is. She did a great job.
She did great. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I loved it. So we're starting to learn more about it, and then where do we go from there?
So we start with they, win the Trojan War. We see kind of them leaving Troy. Yep. They come upon this island, this village, and the village people immediately burnt and fled. Like, they did not stick around. They did not, like, because trade was a big thing back then. They didn't try and trade. They burnt their houses and they left. And a character asks one of the village people, like, why didn't you try and trade? Like, why didn't you wait? Like, why did you immediately burn and flee?
Yeah.
And with the villagers, like, we weren't sure who you were. We didn't know if you were the people from the sea, which is this overarching thing of everyone's scared of the people of the sea. And then they kind of ransack the city because it's been abandoned and take their stuff and go.
Yep.
And I thought that was a really interesting depiction of that as well, because it was set up so well. And this is one reason I love the story, because it is such an old story, but it hits every like,
it feels very relevant.
So. Yeah, it's very relevant, and it's very, like, not rewarding, but what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's very, I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
I don't know.
Anyways, it was great. I love this book. Then they get back on the water, and they're like, we're going to go west because...
What's his name? I was just thinking of his name.
Which one?
The guy in the black.
Agamemnon.
Agamemnon. They're like, we're not following him.
We're not following him anymore. Which, first of all, I think there is a lot more... This is just me reading the book. I think there's a lot more humor in the book than there is in the movie. Not that it's a funny book by any means at all, but I just think there's a lot of... I mean, Odysseus makes a lot of unfortunate decisions here.
He does.
And there is a lot of reasoning and explanation behind why he makes these bad decisions. However, constantly making bad decisions, and it's kind of funny sometimes. The humor was stripped from this movie.
Yeah.
It's not very funny at all. But I think it's just, but that also could just be my interpretation of the book. I don't know. It's not a funny book. I want to clarify that's not a funny book. Sometimes I was giggling about these silly decisions he makes.
Right.
So immediately we're off to a bad start here.
He's like, I'm peacing out. I'm not hanging out with
Peace out, Agamemnon. See you later. We're gonna go west, I think, or they go east. I think they go west.
I think they go west. They go the opposite of Agamemnon.
The opposite of Agamemnon, who was slaying Ben Safdie.
Crazy that it was
crazy cast.
Crazy cast, but so good.
But he slayed so hard. And okay, this is one thing. Even like him, who had such a teeny role. I mean, Agamemnon's talked about the whole time, but like actual screen time, teeny role. He put so much work and effort into this performance to make sure it was perfect, and he was in the armor, commanding the room like Agamemnon should. He did such a good job. Such a good job.
Again, yeah, like you said, like I just think that that's so cool. Just like all these little,
even like a little role. He had maybe 5 minutes of screen time, maybe.
But
he took so much time.
You do not forget Agamemnon.
No, you do not.
You do not forget him.
No, you do not.
And it was just really cool. I just love that.
One thing that is left out of the book or was left out of the movie from the book is, I think it's Athena, if I remember right, gives them a bag of wind. A bag of wind. Yes, a bag of wind.
Naturally.
And she says, don't open this bag of wind. This has all of the bad wind in it. If you open this, you're going to release all the bad wind. You're not going to get home. Immediately opens the bag of wind. But it's not Odysseus, it's his crew. Which goes back to the crew's the real problem here. Anyways.
We'll get there.
Opens the bag of wind
Naturally.
in the book. They excluded that from the movie, which is fine, because as far as the like obstacles he has to face,
he's got plenty of them.
That's the least interesting one.
Yeah.
Let's be real, it's a bag of wind. But that was omitted from the movie.
Yeah.
Is the
I think the
Cyclops Island first?
I think Cyclops is first.
So we roll up.
We rolled to the island.
And my guy immediately invades someone's home. I mean, which again, in the context of the Zeus's law thing that is obviously brought up all the time, it makes sense in a way that they would feel welcome anywhere. But still,
it's just like, oh.
I mean, you're in a cave, brother. Like, you're in a cave.
And we're gonna, I will say, that was wild when that Cyclops just started eating people. And I hated it a little bit.
Yeah.
So much.
This movie is rated R. However, it is the softest R I've ever seen in my life.
I thought the only thing that made it R was the swear words.
I think you're allowed 3 in a PG-13.
I think it's only
maybe it's only 2. But it was really violent. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It was violent. It was intense. It was really intense. But it wasn't very gory. But watching it the second time, there was a bit more guts and blood in that Cyclops scene than I remembered the first time.
The Cyclops scene was something crazy.
Still not that much.
I feel like I've seen more in Criminal Minds on the television.
100%.
You know what I mean?
So I don't know. I think the rating is very interesting. But
yeah, I only get it from the swearing.
The cursing?
The cursing.
But we're in the Cyclops' cave.
Yeah.
And I thought this was so interesting because the Cyclops was a puppet thing that they had created. 60-foot puppet.
That they put into the actual Cyclops cave, which is still so crazy, yes. So cool.
But Nolan's interpretation of the Cyclops was so interesting to me because it's a deformed human. Like, it's not this one-eyed monster. It's a deformed human.
Because the face is twisted.
You can see where the other eye would be. His nose is shifted. Like, it's a deformed person.
Well, I think that it was, because it was really interesting to be like, okay, that's like a weird looking Cyclops. But then once, you get later in and it talks about him being the son of Poseidon, you're like, oh, so it's like a human.
Oh, did you not know that?
No.
So Cyclops is our son.
I did not know this.
Okay.
But I thought it was interesting.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting because it was like, oh, then it's just like it made it even sadder that it was just like a deformed child.
Yeah, like it's just, but also like it further pushes the idea of this Zeus's law thing. Like they are expecting hospitality from humans that they obviously, like the Trojan horse was the ultimate breaking of Zeus's law. Like that was what broke it and ended that. And time again, they're coming up on a human type figure that is not extending them Zeus's law. Like it was so interesting. Like even with the I can't think of their names, the giants.
I cannot remember their names.
I can't remember their names.
I can't remember.
Do you have it written down?
No, I don't.
Let's see.
Yeah. It like starts with an M or something.
I think it's a P.
Is it?
Maybe a T. I don't know. Look,
I don't remember.
But anyways, they're human. Like that interpretation of them also is different than what a lot of people have thought that those creatures looked like before. And it's a human figure that is not welcoming them into their home, which I think is really cool. Again, because they took away the gods in this story, that they were it feels like every single choice that they made, and I'm sure it doesn't feel like every single choice that they made was deliberate in pushing the human aspect of the story. Yeah, which I thought was interesting.
It's the Lestrygonians.
Yeah, the Lestrygonians. That's right.
So, but yeah, I thought that was very.
So the Cyclops was crazy. The loudest thing I've ever heard in my life is when that man started screaming.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've seen all these memes of little snippets from the Sheep Detective, and it's like Cyclops before Odysseus came, and I was like, you know what? That's so true.
That's so true.
He was just out there living with his sheep, and then Odysseus.
He really was, and then Odysseus just
I know.
Shoved a spear in his eye.
No, it was a wooden stick.
Dagger. It was sad.
It was so sad. But I love that too, because Odysseus is not a good person by any means. No. And I think I was expecting them to kind of
redeem him,
or not redeem him, because in a way they do, but not really. But like gloss over kind of some of the
stupidity and
the
badness
stupidity,
of
and like, well, and I don't know why I'm having a problem with words, but I don't know either. Like the not ruggedness, but the brutality, the brutal nature of him, in a way. And they didn't, which I did appreciate, because you're not supposed to come out of this feeling like Odysseus was a good guy, or that he's a hero in the sense of he's our protagonist, but he's not a hero. He's not a good person.
He's not a good person.
He might have done a couple good things, but he was not a good person.
He's overall not a good person.
And I love how they portrayed that, especially with the Cyclops thing, because he, at the end of the day, was selfish and was cruel, like unnecessarily cruel, and I think it was well done.
I did too. I really liked that. So after we have the Cyclops, we go to Circe.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is crazy. So no, after the Cyclops, we have the Lestrygonians.
Okay, so we have Lestrygonians, which again, from a practical filmmaking perspective,
so cool how they did it,
because it wasn't CGI'd.
No,
they just got really huge.
They got 7-foot people,
and then they
had
tiny women
be
Matt Damon,
be the Greeks,
and it was so cool.
It was so cool. It was so well done.
I just love that. I love everything about this from the practical, the filmmaking standpoint.
It shows how much you can do, and same with the Circe scene, how much you can do with manipulating the camera and the camera angles, and just how much you really can get done with just that. Like it would have been so easy to do it CGI nowadays, but with a little trick of the camera, you can accomplish the same thing, which I think is really, really cool.
Really cool. Yeah, no, I agree. So we had the Lestragonians.
Yes, which was so sad.
So sad.
It's just interesting how they're trying so hard to get home and to get, like, to be valiant in a lot of ways, and everything they do is the complete opposite. Complete opposite. Like, it's just bad.
Yeah.
But a lot of them die with the Lestragonians. So it was a bad one.
That one was pretty rough on them.
Pretty rough. But after that, they go to Cersei's Islands, which is a different island. I don't think they show that very well in the movie.
I agree. Yeah, it kind of seemed like it was just around the corner.
Which, again, how much time can these men spend on seeing a 3-hour movie? So, fair.
We get it.
We get to Cersei's Island. They're walking up with all of these different exotic
cats that are just chilling.
Which is interesting.
Because, why is that tiger and that lion not going after them?
Why is there a Black Panther right there?
You know?
What are we doing?
But
they leave Odysseus at the ship because brother's been making some questionable decisions.
So they say.
And again, not necessarily. Well, it is Odysseus' fault, but
also the crew's kind of.
The crew's kind of pushing him in that direction too. I don't know.
A lot of the time, not good either.
No, a lot of the decisions he made was at the pressure of the crew.
Let's
be real.
Let's be completely honest.
So they get up to Cersei's and immediately start eating, which is fine. She gave him food, and then. Genuinely the coolest practical effect I've ever seen in my life.
This was crazy.
Go watch for this scene. If nothing else, this scene in particular was insane. She turns them all into pigs. Which, the symbolism there is crazy. But especially, like, Cersei's backstory.
Yeah.
It's so sad. And so she turns them all into pigs. Wow. Odysseus is out hunting.
He's hunting a deer.
A deer.
He found a deer, and he's
going. Hunting. But the thing is, like, you have the, throughout the story, like, it's brought up that Odysseus plinks his arrow before hunting to give them a chance. And, like, as a badge of honor kind of thing. Like, so he has, the other person has a chance to live. And you see him time and time again not obeying or not implementing that in the other aspects of his life. So it's just kind of interesting to see that kind of the hypocrisy behind him claiming to be this honorable person while literally stabbing people in the eye while they're asleep. Like,
instead of
it's just interesting.
Yeah.
That
I feel like
they emphasize that well.
He only does it if he has a bow. If he doesn't have a bow, he ain't doing that.
Well, how is he gonna plink a bow if he doesn't have a bow?
Well, just like plink and like make some noise, you know? You could do anything.
Yeah.
You don't have to plink it doesn't have to just be the plinking of your bow.
That's so true.
But that's the only time he does it.
But he does plink his bow.
He plinks his bow, shoots the deer, and he goes over there and it's a butt.
And it is not only a butt, it is what's his name?
Who is
from
it?
Heated Rivalry. What's his name?
No, is it Connor Story?
It's Connor Story.
Is it really?
That is Connor Story's butt.
That's so funny. I did not know it was Connor Story in that.
Connor Story.
What a claim to fame.
Yeah, what a claim to fame. Shout out to him.
Shout out Connor Story. You had an arrow in your butt.
He had an arrow in his butt. And then at the same time we move up to Cersei's house and she's turned them all into pigs. And so Odysseus goes running back to shore, and I guess the other guy who they left ashore too, it's like, they're not back yet, what? And he's like, wow, he turned everyone into animals. Runs up there and is smart enough to not eat
the food.
Eat the food.
Which is good.
And it's so funny to me because
I will say when the men were eating, that grossed me out.
It grossed me out. Okay, and I'm particularly sensitive to people eating gross.
Yeah.
Like if they're eating like with their hands, like I can't do it.
Horrible.
I can't do it. I can't watch it.
Horrible.
This was horrifying.
This was disgusting.
But it's supposed to be like it was like.
I know it's like I totally get and I like.
But it was hard.
That was the hardest part to watch
100%.
of the whole movie.
Yeah, it was.
Besides the mother commercial.
Other mommy. What was that about? How did that get approved? I love that that's one of the biggest memes from this movie is the other mommy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But.
I liked, though, in this scene, I think they did give Odysseus a little bit more tact than he has in the book. Than he normally has. Like, I think there was a lot more empathy coming from Odysseus than we see a lot of the times, which I do think was good, especially for Cersei, like her story, like she needed that.
Yeah.
I liked that addition. In the book, he's there a year. He's only there, a day in the movie. 45 minutes. But I do think that was well done.
Yeah.
Like, but I also think it's interesting where they chose to speed up the timeline and where they didn't, but.
Yeah. But I thought it was really good. I thought it was...
This scene was crazy.
Like, it was crazy. Like, the transformation was crazy. And just, again, the filmmaking. The practicality of it. I thought it was so cool. And I also just really liked, like you said, like, the empathy coming off of Odysseus at this point. But, like, it seemed like he was genuine, like, so genuine to Cersei about it. And her whole thing and he was very observant. I don't know. I feel like this was, like... the most interesting of, like, Odysseus.
I think this is where you see how smart he is.
And why he's a leader.
Yeah.
Because
like,
a lot of the time, you're just like, Brohim.
What are we doing? But you really get to see, like, how methodical he is and how...
It was good for him.
This was a good character
This was a good character moment.
Good character moment for them. Yeah. But they leave Cersei's island. They all survive Cersei's island. Shout out to Cersei.
Thank you, Cersei.
And after that, as they're leaving, Odysseus is kind of like, you're a witch. Can you kind of tell me what's in store for me in my travels? Yeah. Also, we're lost big time. Where do we go? And she's like, you got to go to the underworld. You got to go see Hades because I don't know where you're supposed to go. He knows where you're supposed to go.
That's so you got to go see Hades.
You got to go see Hades. Rip. So they're on the sea again for a long time. Make it to Hades, the underworld.
Or Iceland, if you're in the world. It was so cool.
It was so cool. This scene was so cool, too.
This was, again, we'll talk about it in a sec. But
so they go to the underworld area. And, again, in the book, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure they go to the underworld. Like, I think Cerberus is in it, if I remember right. Cerberus, like, they go to the underworld.
Okay.
But this time, in the movie they didn't. They just went to this, like, pebbly beach, which was really cool. And they sacrifice their animals, and all of a sudden, all of these soldiers pop up out of the ground, which was the most insane thing ever.
Which, again...
Shout out to them with their snorkels.
Shout out, like, the fact that these people... The fact that freaking Agamemnon is under their buried full garb...
Full armor.
With his snorkel.
King.
And then he just pops up. It was so cool. Like, it was so cool. Again,
it was so cool.
This was, like, the coolest thing, because who would think to do that?
Yeah. Like, everyone, like, I think because CGI is so accessible and it's so well done nowadays that why would you bury them?
Why would you bury them?
Why would you bury them?
Why would you bury, like, 1,000 people?
But it added so much to the movie. With snorkels. Genius. It added so much. Like, it really did make a difference, I think, in the movie versus if they would have CGI'd that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I thought it was so cool. So we're there, and Sinon is there.
Yes, we get kind of a little bit more of his backstory. And... Robert Pattinson, you devil.
You little sneak.
Yes, but so this whole time, Antinous is saying, like, I tried to volunteer. I tried to be in the army. Come to find out, BS. No, he didn't. He was drafted picked. And then gave his little token to his servant.
To Sinon.
And also, they used servant. They were slaves. But anyways.
We'll get into that part of
interesting thing.
Yeah.
And so, come to find out, like, Sinon's dad was supposed to be, he was going to go back, give the thing to Sinon's dad. Come to find out, Sinon's dad is dead.
Because Robert Pattinson didn't take care of him, and his family didn't take care of him like he was supposed to. Because of the trade or whatever for Sinon going instead of Robert Pattinson, it was supposed to be, like, he was supposed to be taken care of, and then Sinon dies, and his dad is there to greet him.
Yeah,
and
which is like, tragic.
Oh, no.
Tragic. So then he's like, make sure, Antinous gets his shame, which I thought was so well done. Like, I think that was
I thought it was really cool.
It was really poignant, and they did a good job at further going along of how much of a coward and how much of a terrible person Antigonus is.
Yeah.
And then we get Agamemnon. And to cut back a little bit to Telemachus, makes it to Sparta, goes up to talk to Melanus, who is Agamemnon's brother, who is the husband of Helen of Troy, or Helen of Sparta. And they're kind of like, we find out Agamemnon's dead.
Yeah.
Basically, we don't really know how it happened.
We don't know what the dealio was.
Back to the underworld, we get a chat with Agamemnon. And this is the first time we hear him talk, which is cool. And basically we find out that his wife killed him. Which is... I think there's a lot more to that story that they left out. They also had... This was one casting choice that I don't love necessarily. They had... what's her name? Lupita play both of them.
Yeah.
Which I do disagree with. Because Helen of Troy was Helen Sparta, she was part god. Like, she was Zeus's daughter.
Right.
Where her sister is not. They have the same mom, but they have different dads. And so I think, like, that was an interesting choice.
Well, it was interesting because it also was confusing about, like, the whole purpose of... Why was it just Helen that was...
That's the thing. Like, I think it cheapens Helen in a little way.
Yeah.
Because she was the face that launched 1,000 ships. Like,
But it also could have been the other one.
But it was also her sister. Like, twins. Yeah. Like, I do wish they would have cast two different people.
Though I do think Lupita as Helen of Troy...
Perfect. She slayed. She was gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I love her. She's so good. Like, she is great. I just think it confused the story a little bit and cheapened... But at the same time, a lot... I mean, Helen gets blamed for the Trojan War. It was not Helen's fault.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, I do think it aided in that it was Agamemnon's fight. Like, it was his war.
Yeah.
And Helen was just... The catalyst... Not even the catalyst.
The scapegoat. Quite honestly.
Yeah. So I do think by making her not that unique... Like, not that she's not, like, I don't know. It's not coming out how I mean it to, but, like, making...
I think it made it more about Agamemnon instead of Helen.
Which is
really true. What it comes down to.
Yeah.
And I think it gave more to Agamemnon.
Yeah.
Like, it made it more his just desire for power or whatever. And I think that helped. That aspect of the story.
I understand that interpretation of it. I do think they could have picked two similar looking like someone who looks similar to Lupita for her sister, but I do understand it from that perspective.
Yeah, no, I get you.
But one thing I thought was interesting was they didn't have Cassandra in this movie at all, which she's not a big part in the book at all necessarily, but she's a big part of that story. Like that Agamemnon's death. Mm-hmm. Part of the reason, he's killed because he murdered his children. But, you know, Cassandra is a part of that story. And I think she might be more in the Iliad. I'm not sure. She's a big part of the Trojan War. So I think to omit her totally was interesting. But
whatever.
There's only so much you can fit in an already 3-hour-long movie. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I think it was interesting that we got his death strictly from his point of view. Mm-hmm. We didn't really get it from anyone else or even Melanus. Melanus, is that his name? Whatever. Like, we don't get it at that point where I think we do in the book. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time remembering this book. But anyways, it was really, the man was aura farming hard anyways in that suit of armor.
He was.
To have him in the darkness of the underworld was so cool.
So cool. Again, remember, he was sitting in that with his snorkel.
Shout out to Ben Safdie because really he slayed.
Honestly, such cool, even these obviously Agamemnon, huge part, but also very small.
As far as screen time goes,
very small, but worked so hard.
And did such a great job.
Yeah.
And such a interesting cast too, because nothing against Ben Safdie, but he's not
he's not
the commanding presence that you'd think you'd pick for Agamemnon. You'd think more of a Chris Hemsworth or something like that. Like someone you know.
But Ben Safdie did
Safdie did such a great job.
It
such
was
a great
crazy.
Job. Anyways, they find out from the little seer guy that Odysseus is the only one who's going to make it home. And he keeps trying to keep these freaking men alive. But the gods are not going to let that happen. Like, it is not in the plan for these men to make it home. Just Odysseus. The longer Odysseus fights this, the harder it's going to be for him. And Odysseus is like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to get these men home. Which, our arrogant king, we love him.
We love that.
I don't know why he's trying to defy the gods.
But, you know, he is.
But he is.
Also, Agamemnon does tell him when he gets home, go
walk in quietly.
Walk in quietly. Be in disguise. Do not...
Because he's been gone so long, he has no idea who's still a friend. Like, I think that is an interesting point. Because Agamemnon got home quick. Brother went straight home. He did not have any of the issues that Odysseus has. But, so even at the, 12 years or 11 years, whatever, I don't know how long it takes Agamemnon to get home. But, like, there was still so much that had changed. That by the time Odysseus gets to the underworld, I think it's only been like 13, 14 years. No, less than that.
It would have to be way less
than that because he was on Calypso's Island for 7 years. So even at that point, things had changed so much because they broke Zeus's law. Like, I think it's interesting how it just immediate that affected the whole world.
Yeah.
But, so yes, Agamemnon says, go in quietly, figure out where your allies are, and then assume your throne. But
wait. Chillax, bro.
Yes. So they hop back in the water. Well, after, all of the dead soldiers
start chasing
him.
Because
they didn't honor them.
Odysseus.
They all pissed at Odysseus because Odysseus just be doing whatever Odysseus be doing. Which, shout out to Odysseus. We love him for that.
They
get back in and they are faced with two monsters, two problems. One being a giant whirlpool.
Yep.
And one being,
a rock.
A rock?
A rock with tentacles.
I don't really know exactly what it is.
It's something.
But the seer guy says if you go to the whirlpool, everyone's dead. You go to the rock thing, 6 men will die. And Odysseus is like, I'm not going to let anyone die. I can do this, whatever. I think at that point, once he gets there, he's like, all right.
I feel like I feel like by that point, that's when he just kind of accepted what was. He's like, I'm going to try my best, but like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Either way, this is bad.
Not good. So he tells him to go for the whirlpool, knowing that they're going to go.
Because
these men are going to do what they're going to do.
They going to do what they going to do. They don't listen to Odysseus.
Yeah, they don't listen to Odysseus.
They do not
but I do think it's interesting that Odysseus
knows them well enough.
He knows them well enough, but he also, if these men would have listened to him, would have gone down with them. You know what I mean? Like, if these men were going to die, he was going with them.
Yeah.
Which I do think is cool it does show throughout this whole time Odysseus is just trying to get home, trying to get his men home. He knows people have been through a lot. He just wants to get home.
We're just going home, guys.
But if everyone's not going to make it home, he wants to at least go out trying with them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No,
Which I do think is cool.
I think it's cool.
However, these men are not going to listen to him.
So,
and they see a clean little path to the right. So they take clean little path to the right. 6 people get gone, eaten up. And then we kind of get the revelation of, oh, you knew, brother.
You knew what was
How did you know this? And
because when Odysseus was hearing from the seer at Hades, at the underworld, he did make the men leave.
Yeah.
So that they're
like, this is not for your ears.
This is not for your ears. So they were like, bro, how did you know? How did you know what was going to happen? Also, why did you trick us and then know that we would do this other thing? And,
oof. Big oof. So, after that, they're just cruising along, come upon some sirens, my friend.
Yep.
Odysseus is like, this is my chance. I want to hear it. I want to hear the siren song. I want to hear what's going on. And tie me up real hard to this pole. Everyone else put waxing ears because originally the men were supposed to hear the siren and die. But Odysseus is like, I'm going to get these guys home.
I'm going to get them home.
So they put wax in their ears, and as they put wax in their ears, we lose sound too.
Which is so
cool. So cool. They just, like, little things like that are so adds so much to the story and the viewing experience. It was so well done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was really cool.
So all we hear is Odysseus shrieking for the skies because he is loving that siren song. He's eating it up.
He loves it.
He loves it. And one of his men pulls out the wax. Brother jumps out, goes to the sirens, and presumably dies.
That's the last we'll see of him.
Yes. And he was there the whole time, so it's kind of a bummer that he, couldn't just close his ears for that long. But then Odysseus is the only one who's ever heard the siren song and lived, so shout out to him. His plan did work. Kind of selfish and crazy of him, but his plan did work.
Back to that, little arrogance of Odysseus.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But we make it through, and then the guys are hungry.
Brothers hungry.
Brothers are hungry.
Brothers needs provisions. They also have been at sea a long time. They kind of want to just chill for a second. And we come upon an island. And Odysseus is like, don't land there. Don't do it.
Don't do it, my brothers.
Don't do it. I'm telling you no. And they're like, we're going to do it. What do you mean? And then finally he reveals that the seer told him if they land there, they're going to eat one of Apollo's sheep and die.
And they promise with all of their hearts and souls they will not eat the cattle.
They will not eat the cattle. And Odysseus is like, I've tried. I've tried.
I tried.
At this point, nothing I can do. So I'll accept their promise. We'll go on.
And we'll try to get off the shore as soon as we can.
However, one thing the gods are going to do is they're going to stick to their plan. And what they say will come true. So they keep the wind pointing in. They can't get out.
They can't get out at all. And they're there a long time. Brothers are
there a long time. Their provisions run out.
And then one night, Odysseus finds them in a ditch.
Eating their cow. And
they said that if they were quiet, he wouldn't know.
Yes.
And I said,
but one thing that's...
Brothers.
What are we doing? What are we doing? But the reason that he does find them is Athena leads him there, basically. And he sees them eating their... cow that Odysseus specifically told him not to eat, which, to be fair, at that point they were either going to die of starvation or eat this cow and die from the water, from Apollo or from Zeus.
And they decided,
and they said, we're going to go out on a full stomach, so we're going to eat this cow. So, but after Odysseus is like, freaking told you so, guys, I told you not to land here. It was the most baller I told you so ever.
Yeah, it was really good.
So shout out to Odysseus there. But as he's walking back, Athena's with him and gives this incredible speech. Zendaya, she killed it. She had such a small role in this, but she freaking killed every second she was on screen.
Yeah.
But she gives this whole speech about why are you trying to act or take what is written in stars, prophesied by the gods, and change it. Why are you trying to be smarter or stronger than the gods?
Yeah.
And why are you taking blame for something that you didn't have control over? The gods had decided that his men were gonna die. Why is he blaming himself for these men dying?
Right.
It was this really beautiful speech. Good. She did such a good job. And then immediately after eating said cow, winds change. They hop on the water.
The wind instantly goes away.
Yeah.
It just...
And you can hear it, too. It's, little things like that. So incredible.
It's
so incredible.
So good.
They hop on the water, and...
They get going.
And Poseidon lets them have it. Poseidon lets them have it. Zeus lets them have it. And...
all of a sudden, the ship breaks in half. And Odysseus is on one side, and all the men...
everyone else is on the other one.
And that's the last we see.
And R.I.P. his soldiers. Which, at that point, you were kind of rooting for them to get home, because they survived a lot.
They had, but then they were stupid and ate the cow.
They ate the freaking cow.
My guys.
But also, while all this is going on, Telemachus he's still in Sparta, chatting it up with Melanus, and then he gets ready to leave. He leaves. You get this really nice scene with Helen apologizing for everything that went on.
I didn't want any of this. And I thought it was really sweet. To see Helen, this was not... I apologize to your mom because I did not want this to happen.
Which I think the whole story of Helen, you don't really know if she ran away
with Paris
Paris on purpose or if she was kidnapped. There's a lot of ambiguity to that, but at the end of the day, there was a lot that happened because of that.
Yeah.
Not that it was her fault at all, even if she did run away. It was Agamemnon's war. But I think having that little moment of, like, her taking responsibility for something she wasn't responsible for was really sad. But it was also satisfying in a way.
Yeah. No, sense. I really liked that part.
Her little chat was sad.
It was really sad.
But Lupita slayed. She did such a good
so
job.
Good.
She did such a good job.
Lupita, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Loved it so much.
So, Telemachus is heading home. Odysseus rolls up on Calypso's shore after he's been separated from his crew, and his crew ultimately drowns. And we see kind of his life with Calypso, the start, him healing, kind of how...
His homeboy was injured.
Homeboy was hurt. He was not doing well. And how that kind of all went down. We see him kind of talking with Athena, seeing Athena show up at Calypso, and then ultimately he has decided he's ready to go home.
Yeah.
And he's ready to make the final journey. So brother builds a little raft based off of his scraps
that he's collected.
That he's been collecting
for the last 7 years.
Mm-hmm. And Calypso's like, you gotta just trust. You have been trying to take control of your destiny when it is in the gods' hands. You need to just trust and you will get home. So brother just lays flat on his little board.
And just gets sucked in by Poseidon.
Yep, sucked in by Poseidon.
And all of a sudden he wakes up.
Rolls up on Ithaca shore.
Ain't that crazy?
It's not crazy. Brother just needed to relax. And he would make it home.
He would have made it home.
So he makes it home. He goes to his... Ulysses, is that his name?
I can't remember his name.
The blind guy.
Sid the Sloth.
Sid the Sloth.
Okay, but the fact that, like, the way that his contact... He was actually blind.
Yeah, king.
For like 12 plus hours a day. He said people had to help him go to the bathroom and take him to lunch because he couldn't see.
He couldn't see.
Like, homeboy was actually blind for a while. And I think, again, kind of like the commitment to the practicality of it all
was cool.
Really cool.
So cool.
So shout out you for being blind for a lot of time.
He did such a good job. I loved him.
He was great.
But he obviously can't see Odysseus and doesn't recognize his voice or anything because, again, 20 years. It's been 20 years.
Yep.
But he has just been ransacked by Antinous' little smarmy men.
Yeah.
And they're going to go
get
whack Telemachus.
On the road back from Sparta.
Because if he's gone and Odysseus is gone, that throne is up for grabs. And
Robert Pattinson
wants it.
He wants it real bad.
So this poor guy has just been beaten up and he looks so sad. And it broke my little heart. And he fried his dogs because they were killed. And all his sheep were taken, or were they pigs? Was it sheep?
It was pigs.
Yeah. All his pigs would have been taken. It was so sad.
It was so sad.
And Odysseus is like, where are they going? I'm going after Telemachus. We got this brother. Still not revealing who he is.
Yeah.
And so then he goes...
Makes it so quickly to Sparta.
Yeah, really just lightning speed, brother.
That sense of direction came back so fast.
It really did. And
he healed on Calypso's island.
He really did. Brother regained his eternal compass. But he makes it to Sparta right as Telemachus is... Actually, he kind of beat Telemachus. Because I think Telemachus was coming by water and he just went by land because he had his ships.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Either way.
He's not actually in Sparta. He's just coming through
the
path.
To Sparta. I can't remember where
from Sparta.
Yeah.
And he's at Athena's temple. He's at a temple, and they're giving a sacrifice to bless their journey home, kind of a thing. And
well, Telemachus is starting to walk into the temple, and he hears like a beggar say something about like he has news of Odysseus or something.
No, he said Euryalus, whatever his name is, sent me with a message.
Oh yeah.
He mentions the blind guy.
Yeah.
To kind of get Telemachus's.
And so Telemachus
attention.
says,
grab him,
grab that beggar, let's go.
They go in to, and he's with Mentor, who is such a nice little guy.
Yeah.
They go into the kind of the like worshiping part of the temple. They had like little places where you could give little prayers and stuff along the way. But they go into the actual like worshiping part of the temple, and all of the priests are Antinous' evil men. And
swarmy guys.
they poison the drink and give it to Mentor and Telemachus, and Mentor drinks it first.
Poor Mentor.
Poor
He
Mentor.
was so cool.
He was so cool. And Odysseus comes in, and they're like, oh, I'll get this guy out of here. Blah. And he's like, no, he has a message for me. So Odysseus stays. And then Mentor dies. And then Odysseus beats everyone up like he does. He so slays. And then he reveals himself to Telemachus as a friend of Odysseus. He's fought in the Trojan War with him. He knows him. But
he uses Sinon as his name.
He uses Sinon as his name.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. And then they're like, all right, well, we got to get back to Ithaca. And Odysseus is coming.
So we journey back to Ithaca.
Yep.
We get back to Ithaca. And
they come up with this plan where Telemachus is going to tell Penelope, time to take a husband. Time to take a twist. Plot twist. Anyways, time to take a husband. I've learned, we're going to tell everyone I've learned Odysseus is dead. Then I'll assume the throne. You can go live off with your new husband. The whole kind of thing. Penelope not having any of it.
She is pissed.
She is pissed. She is committed to Odysseus. And she's like, I will not take a husband.
I don't want any of these losers.
I don't want any of these losers. I've been on the throne these last 20 years. This isn't fair. Which, true. And then that night, Odysseus comes up. Euryalus? Is that his name? Something like that. They come up to the party. He finds his little dog, who we haven't mentioned yet, but he has this cute little hunting dog who's waiting for him to come home. He's been living for 20 years waiting for him to come home. And
as soon as he
sees him, his little tag wails. His tail wags. Oh my gosh, Abby. His tail wags, and then he dies.
As so Telemachus sees this.
Yes. And it's been the whole
backstory of he's waiting
for Odysseus to come home to die.
Yeah. And so when Telemachus sees it, he goes, holy crap.
You're Odysseus.
That's my dad.
You're Odysseus. And they have a sweet little moment where he's like, if I was Odysseus, I would be so proud.
It was adorable.
It was so sweet.
So sweet.
And so then they have their big feast kind of a thing. And Odysseus is pretending to be a beggar, walking around collecting scraps from people like a beggar does. He runs into Antinous, gives him the little token from Sinon, and they get into a big fight. And then Odysseus is like, I'm a Trojan War veteran. I knew Odysseus. I knew, this whole thing. So, Penelope hears we have a Trojan War veteran in the house.
Who knows Odysseus.
And is like, I want to talk to him. So after everyone leaves, he goes up and talks to him. Or he goes up and talks to her. And gives him the little
Athena pin.
Describes the little Athena pin. So Penelope knows he's legit. And then we get the story of the Trojan War. We get the whole story of them ransacking Troy. And this was so well done. This scene is the best of the movie. Yeah. It is so incredible because everything comes together. We've gotten snippets of Troy throughout the whole movie, and we finally get the whole scene. So they send in the Trojan horse. Odysseus drops down, and immediate bloodshed. Immediately starts, which, they've got to clear the way to let everyone else in. They get in, or they get to the gates. Mm-hmm. They're unlocking the gates as, Troy's realized what's going on. The Trojan warriors have realized what's going on. Yeah. They're prepping. They open it. We've got Agamemnon just mogging everyone. Just wow.
Darth Vader walking. I know there's Darth Vader walking. We don't see Agamemnon fight at all. But
no, Brothers just is strutting in, looking like the coolest guy you've ever seen in your life.
Just the most insane costuming. Insane. If we would have found out that he was on one of those Twilight treadmills,
absolutely would have bought it because he was levitating into this place. Just insane.
Insane. It was so good.
But he says, 10 years of war and anger just was unleashed onto this city in one night. And you get to see it. You get to see the fire, the ransacking, the murdering, like just everything that happened because of Odysseus's idea of this Trojan horse.
Yep.
And you're back in Ithaca. You have Odysseus telling Penelope, and then Athena shows up. You get this scene of Athena kind of leading him through this, like helping him through this story, because it's obviously very hard for him to talk about. And you get to the point where you see Odysseus kind of get that what he's done has broken something in the fabric of time. Like this is a moment that he will never take back, and it has fundamentally changed the world.
Everything. Yeah.
And you see this girl, this priestess at Athena's temple, which in Troy, this is the oldest temple to Athena in the world. Like this is very like sacred place.
Yeah.
This priestess who is Zendaya be murdered. And
at the same time the statue
of Athena is decapitated. Like it was so beautifully done, and it got the point across in a
crazy way.
Like undeniable way of something sacred was broken and something like was ruined, fundamentally ruined.
And Zendaya did such an amazing
job
of like both like sitting there with Odysseus in Ithaca at this moment, but then also when she is in Troy, just like how broken she is and scared she is in that moment. Like it's crazy how good she did at this.
Yes, but this revelation of this priestess being Zendaya is interesting, because now you're thinking, is this Athena that we've seen? Was this Athena who was
in a human
form who was murdered, or was this? I mean, well, Athena can't be murdered; she's a god. But like her human form murdered, or is Odysseus seeing a version of Athena that is the perfect symbol of this mistake that he's made?
Yeah,
like it is so, that revelation I think is so crazy and so beautifully done.
Yeah.
And Zendaya did such an incredible job.
Yeah.
Such an incredible job as this character. And we also kind of see Odysseus like explaining and understanding and telling Penelope, we are the people of the sea. We are who everyone fears now.
Yeah, and I thought that was such an interesting revelation of it, because you keep hearing about him. Like Telemachus is like worried.
Everyone's worried about the people of the sea.
And it's Odysseus and his men.
Well, it's the Greeks.
And it's the Greeks.
It's the Greeks from the Trojan War who infiltrated Troy based on a lie, and based on like it was so good. Cool. It was so good. It was like just wonderful. Yeah. Wonderfully shot, wonderfully explained. Like they did wonderfully revealed. They did such a great job. So Odysseus is like, your husband's alive. When you need him, he'll be here. And so she's like, all right, let's do it. Bring everyone up at dawn where I'm picking a husband. So they bring everyone up, lock the doors. She sets up, they get rid of all the weapons. She sets up the axes, because that's Odysseus's thing. He can thread or string this bow and then shoot an arrow through the heads of all these axes. And she's like, whoever can do this,
that's my husband.
That's who I'll marry. No biggie. Everyone tries.
Except for
Antinous, because he's too prideful to fail. And he would have. But no one can do it. No one can string this bow, let alone shoot an arrow, but no one can even string the bow
to get there.
It gets to Antinous, and he's like, no one's going to replace Odysseus. Pick the best among us. Like, whatever. Coward. And Odysseus is a little beggar in the back, like, I haven't tried yet. Oh, can I try? Can I give it a shot? And so he goes out and is like testing the bow. It's really cool that you can see like the respect that he has for this bow. Like you can see him kind of come back into himself,
being, like Odysseus the king, kind of a thing.
And it's just really cool to see. And so he strings the bow, which you have to string it the opposite way of what you would think. There's something about how this bow is. You have to string it the opposite way than what you think. That's why no one can string it, because they try and string it the wrong way. He strings it and immediately shoots an arrow through the axe heads, lands it perfectly, and everyone goes silent. Because holy crap, Odysseus is back. What do we do?
And everybody knows immediately that that's him.
Yes. And then all heck breaks loose. Odysseus starts a blundering.
Because his plan is to just kill all of the suitors.
Yes.
That's his whole plan.
Which Telemachus could not do, because these are all very rich, very powerful men.
Yeah.
If they all got murdered, their families would be low-key pissed.
That exile, you know?
And so, in order to pay reparations or whatever, he would have to be exiled. Then there would be no king. It's been a whole thing.
Yeah.
So, Odysseus is like,
I got you.
I got you. I got this. I'm on it. So in the book, he kills Antinous first, which I think is an interesting change that they made for the movie, because we're able to see, in the book, it's a power move, to kill the leader of the evil men first. Obviously, he also kills everyone in the book. He doesn't in the movie. But in the movie, we're able to, again, see the cowardly
of Antinous?
nature of Antinous, which Robert Pattinson is so good. He does such a great job. I just love him. And so we see him, they're bringing in different weapons and armor, and still Odysseus is killing them all. That's one man against all of the suitors. He's holding his own.
Doing the most.
And eventually he gets to Antinous, kills him, and gives him his shame. And
so good.
It's so good. Robert Pattinson does such a good job of playing, you can see how much fear Antinous has in this scene, and just wanting to not be a part of it at all. He just did such a great job.
Yeah.
And then everyone knows, they've got two choices here. We bow down or we die. So everyone who wants to live bows down. He kills everyone else. He's got spears and arrows in him. Telemachus finally did something. Good job, buddy. He killed somebody.
Hey, he learned.
He learned. You have to open up to kind of free yourselves so you can use their power against you.
Sid the Sloth taught him that.
And mentor, R.I.P. And so Odysseus has got 2 arrows in him and a spear, but he's still slaying. No big deal. Telemachus has been stabbed, but they're still slaying.
They're killing it.
And you get the reuniting of Odysseus and Penelope, and
that's when he hands
her the little Athena pin, which is so sweet. They just love each other so much. And we see that Odysseus and Penelope are going to head west to honor his men, and Telemachus has taken over Ithaca
as king,
and all is right and all is well.
And it was great.
And it was so good.
So good.
This movie really was incredible. If you haven't seen it,
go see it.
If this review did not
hour and a half,
oh my gosh, was it really? Yikes.
Sorry guys.
I'm so passionate about this book and / movie now.
It was so good.
It is so good. If you've never read the book, I really would encourage you to read it. It is a tougher read, just because it's an old book.
Old, yeah.
But it is such a great book. It is such a great book. I would encourage you to read it. Yeah. And the movie was so well done.
The movie was incredible.
You will never have a movie or an adaptation of this book better than this.
Yeah,
this is it. This is so great.
This is so good.
So I would encourage you to go see it. If you stayed this long, let us know. We'll give you a hug and meet up in Finland.
Yeah, Abby's planning a meetup at the Fotzer Cafe.
Yeah.
She'll tell you more details later.
Yeah, DM me. I'll let you know.
Because there's about 40 Fotzer Cafes as well, so.
Yeah. Well,
she'll let you know which one.
I gotta be ambiguous so people DM me. Anyways.
So true.
Anything else about the Odyssey?
A question. Who do you think, what awards are we getting, what Oscars are we getting out of this? Who's getting, is Matt Damon getting the Oscar?
I think it's going to be nominated for everything, as it should be.
As it should be.
I think it should win Best Picture. I haven't seen Dune. I know Dune's like the other one. I haven't seen. It obviously hasn't come out yet. We don't know. But this was incredible. Best cinematography for sure. Best.
Do we get leading actor?
He's nominated for sure.
Well, yeah, no.
He's nominated for sure. I'll be interested to see I think he deserves it. No question. I'll be interested to see what else is nominated. Because other than Dune, this is really the only other big motion picture.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting.
And Timmy does not deserve that Oscar over Matt Damon.
No,
Matt Damon did such an incredible job.
Yeah.
So I think he's nominated for sure.
Is Anne going for leading actress or supporting actress?
She should be supporting. That's not a leading role. I'm sorry. She's not in it enough for it to be a leading role. Wonderful supporting role. Not a leading role. Like, honestly, if anyone is getting leading, I don't know. Like, if they did Anne for leading and then Zendaya for supporting.
I heard they're going to do the girl who played Cersei for supporting.
She was great, too. I just don't think Anne's role was a lead role. Which is fine.
No, I get what you're saying.
So I can see Anne as supporting. I don't know. I don't think she should win it. But I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
We'll see who she's nominated against. Yeah. She did a great job. I'm not trying to say she didn't, but
I would almost like her to get leading just so we could have somebody else in supporting.
Yeah.
But, do you know what I mean? Because I think it will be weird if they try and put up multiple people for support.
So, I mean? So for that, if she gets supporting, she'll be the supporting. That would be it.
So I would rather her go for leading, so we could get like Zendaya or Cersei as supporting instead of Because I think
that's fair.
That's where,
reasonable.
Because I don't think Anne would. Unfortunately,
I don't think she'd
win.
Not because it wasn't a great performance, because it was, but it's just not that role. I don't know.
And Robert Pattinson for supporting.
Absolutely, 100%.
Hopefully he wins.
He deserves it. Get this man an Oscar. He deserves it.
Let's do it both. Let's put him in for Dune, and let's get him 2 noms in the same category, up against himself.
Please,
and thank you.
He would love that. If he was up against himself, he would love that.
Think of the Oscars campaign we could get if he was up against himself.
Yes.
And I just think that that's like something the world needs to heal.
I really do think that is something the world needs.
But yeah, I think Matt.
Best director for sure.
Best director.
I mean, there's that new one, best cast. Best casting people who cast it.
Do this one.
This one's great.
Yeah.
Sunrise also, but I don't think that's an Oscar movie, but unfortunately.
It should be.
It should be. What other best costuming? I don't think so. No. I don't think I know people had a problem with the costuming. I did not have a problem with the costuming.
But I don't think it was anything like
revolutionary.
I mean, the best part was Agamemnon.
King slayed. I mean, honestly, he slayed.
Can he himself get the Oscar for best costume? Because that would be great.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it could be an interesting like score based on how they.
I think it deserves score. I think it deserves score because they recreated old timey instruments
for the score.
Absolutely deserves score.
So I think that like I think from a technicality standpoint, I think it is one of the coolest scores ever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like listen to it like other film scores.
You should. You should listen to it. Me and Adam loves it. I've listened to it once. It's great.
Okay, so then I'll have to
listen to it.
Because I feel like there are movie scores that like you'll keep listening to.
This is one you should listen to.
Okay, because watching it, I would not have pulled that.
No, it's great.
Okay.
It's great.
Good to know.
There's a song called Odysseus that's great.
Great. Amazing.
It definitely deserves best score.
Okay.
I think that's it though. I can't think of any other categories.
Any, big ones. But yeah, my vote, I hope it wins Best Picture, Best Director, and I hope Matt gets an Oscar for this.
Yeah, and Robert.
And Robert, because I think, you hear about what Matt had to do.
Brother.
As Odysseus.
He slayed.
And, the work alone that he put into this, give him the Oscar, please. He
insane.
Really, he took the role of number 1 on the
call sheet
so seriously, and I think that's really cool.
But one thing that I think about that was cool about this movie, and it makes sense, I would do the same thing too, but even if people weren't on the call sheet that day, they
showed up.
They came to watch because it was that
cool.
Just such an experience. It's so
it was
cool.
Just really cool. And I was thinking how they could only film 2 minutes at a time because
I
the
thought it
way
was
2 or 3 minutes, whatever. Either way,
Yeah.
they couldn't
Still.
film. But
because of the film, they ran out of film.
so fast. But like, I felt like you didn't even notice that kind of.
It was so seamless,
and it was just so like, if we don't get best cinematography or best picture, just because like it truly
was incredible.
Was an incredible feat.
Yeah.
If it doesn't sweep like Oppenheimer did,
I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Come on.
Because this was so cool.
It was so good.
I loved it.
I did too. I loved
Amazing.
it. I will be watching many, many more times.
Yeah.
Because it was so good.
So good.
And I think that's it.
Okay.
All right. Go follow us on your preferred streaming platform. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on social media. It's just 801 Diaries Podcast everywhere.
We will see you on Tuesday.
For Catching Fire review.
Book review.
Go to our social media. We have our form posted. So you can go give your thoughts on Catching Fire. It might be too late by then.
It's actually
too late. You should have done that last week.
Sorry, everybody.
That's okay. Remember for Mockingjay.
Mockingjay's the next one.
Mockingjay's
What
the
is
next
the next one?
Alrighty.
Bye.
We love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.